Hey you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the south, more specifically Somerset, Kentucky. And even more specifically than that, I am in front of the Carnegie Community Arts Center. Now underneath the Carnegie Community Arts Center is the International Paranormal Museum and Research Center, and I visited here a few years back, but I was interested in returning. They had closed down, like everything else in the world closed down because of the pandemic. They have now reopened, and they have kind of redone their museum to be more friendly towards a self-guided tour. And added some things as well. It's added some additional rooms. So I'm very excited to check out what is new here at the International Paranormal Museum and Research Center. So please follow me. The museum is down the stairs. We head down the walkway here. Love their logo there, the Loch Ness Monster being abducted by aliens. There's the entranceway there. We got Mothman. That's one of the Hopkinsville Goblins. UFO. Looks like they have added some true crime artifacts. We have a vial of dirt from Ed Gein's grave site. Ed Gein, of course, the inspiration for Norman Bates, Buffalo Bill, and Leatherface. And then this is some dirt from the crawl space of John Wayne Gacy's house, one of the most notorious serial killers, infamous for being a clown. This wicker coffin right here is a funeral no parking sign, and that is an embalming machine. Some embalming tools right there. Charon's oboe, so these are coins that would be placed over the eyes of the deceased. Then we have some beard clippings from Charles Manson, some toenail clippings from Charles Manson. That is almost as disgusting as it is terrifying. A small painting here by Charles Manson. When we look over here, you can see a map of H.H. Holmes' murder castle. I've actually been to the location of the murder castle outside of Chicago, and there's nothing left of it. But here's some of the rooms and traps. For those who don't know, the man created a hotel literally with the sole purpose of murdering people and killed tons of people during the World Fair. And then it was converted into apartment buildings afterwards. The handbook for the recently deceased, that would be the guidebook that dead people receive from the great film Beetlejuice. Oh, there's the Kreskin ESP kit. I need to get myself a copy of that and learn ESP at some point. A board game sold by Milton Bradley that teaches you to read people's minds. This figure here is wearing some ceremonial Oddfellow robes, a secret society that, you know, we don't know what they're up to because everything was a secret. Here's a whole case full of spooky. Got some bones. I think that's a finger right there. It's a jawbone. I don't even know what's in this spooky vial right here. You can see the two-headed duckling right there, one of nature's mistakes. A little display on Lizzie Borden. There is her house. I've actually visited there. I've never stayed overnight. That's a goal, but not been there. It's a replica of the house and a replica of the axe that she gave her father 40 whacks with. And there's a Lizzie bobblehead. In that little jar of fun, you see a two-headed turtle. We got some cult items, tarot cards, see. There's both Baphomet and Jesus Christ next to each other in that case. I guess different religious icons. Some vampire stuff. We got some Nosferatu beer, it looks like, back there. And a bat in a box. Some voodoo items up there. I guess some coffin nails. And up there we got some talking boards, maybe commonly known as Ouija boards. They used to communicate with dead spirits. And here's a site I've actually been to, the grave of Changanang Bunker. And there's a little bit of the grave soil. And here's some other attractions, and I think I've been to at least most of these. The Raymond Buckland's Museum of Witchcraft and Magic, I've been there. That's a really cool place. Of course, the Mothman Museum is amazing. The International Cryptozoology Museum in Maine, been there. The Expedition Bigfoot Museum, that is in Cherry Log, Georgia. Amazing Bigfoot Museum. Wolf's Museum of Mystery. I went there when it was in St. Augustine. They've been trying to open a new location elsewhere. Hopefully we'll get out there at some point to see their new location when it is open. And then the Museum of the Weird in Austin, Texas. An absolute amazing attraction. This here is Gladys, the haunted mannequin. She came from a local department store. And apparently at night, while the store was locked, she would be found in different locations, different parts of the store, would move around on her own. And man, she's spooking me out right now. Here is a whole case of ghost hunting equipment. This is kind of your bread and butter here. The K2 meter EMF detector. You kind of use it. It is meant for measuring electricity, like in the air, and so you can like find disturbances, unexplained disturbances in certain areas. Some thermal cameras that can detect abnormalities in the air. I don't know that teddy bear. Is that a haunted teddy bear right there? This is the Mal meter. Apparently this is the first piece of ghost hunting equipment that was designed specifically for ghost hunting. I guess it has all these different measurements built in, can determine certain unseen forces. It's an aeropod right here, which I guess creates a magnetic field and then tells you if anything is disrupting that magnetic field. These are dowsing rods. And you hold these out in front of you, and the spirits communicate by crossing the rods. And I guess sage right there will actually help remove bad spirits from a designated area by burning it. And spirit dice, I guess you roll these, and the spirit can communicate by giving you different letter combinations to possibly spell out words. And of course a ghost trap, which is used to imprison the ghosts once you communicate with them. Now this is a very Kentucky artifact here, but this is a haunted bottle of bourbon. It has kind of a interesting story. It was found with this letter with it, and I just read the letter, and basically a group of musicians would play weekly and invite other musicians to come. And a mysterious stranger appeared one night, was playing the fiddle, and he played the fiddle so well, and that it put the others in a trance, that smoke was rising from his fiddle, and he appeared to like take over their minds, and all he ever left was this mysterious bottle of bourbon. And yeah, really mysterious story there. Here's a case of haunted artifacts. We have these two dolls, Robert and Elizabeth. It says that these dolls would actually scratch and bite children. Said a local psychic communed with them, determined that their names were Robert and Elizabeth, and I guess to stop the evil behavior from the dolls. Told them to put a silver barrette in the hair of Elizabeth, and that stopped the bad behavior and haunting. This is a baby doll that was used in a ghost hunting investigation, I guess, as an object to try to prompt spirits, but something became attached to it during the investigation, and the doll apparently will blink its eyes by itself. It's been said it's been caught on film blinking its eyes rapidly. Ooh, spooky. And this quartz pendulum here was used in ghost hunting, but it was retired because a psychic told them that it had been used too many times and had too much evil connected to it. Psychic said they could actually see evil oozing off of the pendulum, so they decided to retire it at that point. So a pendulum absolutely crawling with evil. This is the Waverly Hills padlock from the Waverly Hills Sanitarium in Louisville, Kentucky. I've never actually been there. Very creepy leprechaun right there. And here at the Carpetbagger channel, we have a great love and appreciation for different quilts and different quilt stylings. We especially love haunted quilts. There's a soccer trophy that belonged to a paranormal investigator, and after a long night of investigating a paranormal activity, had come home, and that night he found that his soccer trophy had the head snapped off and decapitated, and he took that as a sign that maybe something not so kind had followed him home from the ghost investigation. It says that this melted doll is said to have come from Henryton State Hospital. Said that they have verified accounts of crying noise coming from this doll. Said that they thought someone was locked in the museum and crying, but it came back to this doll. Said that people around the doll often feel profound sadness. These are models of famous haunted buildings. That is the Franklin Castle. It's the Lemp Mansion from St. Louis. Then the McPike Mansion from Alton, Illinois. Alton, Illinois is also the home of the world's tallest man, Robert Wadlow. They're probably one of the most infamous haunted houses of all time, the Amityville Horror House. Different various items. In this case, you can see a model of the Queen Mary. I've actually been on that ship. It's an infamous haunted location. So I have a brick from the Fountain of Youth. There's a bottle of Fountain of Youth water and some various beers themed around ghosts. That's the Stanley Hotel from The Shining. Do at some point want to go to Cryptid Con, but I think all conventions were pretty much closed this year. We'll take a look and see how things go next year. Heading into the Cryptid Room. Up the door we have a line of pennies. Supposedly that will protect the room against the Rugaroo, a cursed shape-shifting swamp monster from Louisiana. See a severed alien head there. And over here, this is one of the Hopkinsville Goblins. One of the weirdest alien stories. These little monsters attacked a farmhouse in Kentucky and were repelled when the family used shotguns to fight them off. This is to scale. It's supposed to be the exact size of an actual Hopkinsville Goblin. Down here is a recreation of the farmhouse, what it must have looked like being attacked by the goblins. See the little goblins crawling in the windows there. And there's some stuffed goblins from Hopkinsville. They do actually have a Little Green Man festival in Hopkinsville, Kentucky to celebrate the occasion. One of the most unique looking space aliens, the Flatwoods Monster. It's in Flatwoods, West Virginia. This is very near where the Mothman sightings were, but it's a unique creature with its own history. Some believe that the unusual appearance is due to it wearing some sort of space suit. This is not actually what the creature looks like, but the creature's inside of this suit. See some other versions. Flatwoods Monster there. Here's your more classic gray alien. This is a what the Roswell aliens would have looked like. Down here we can see some farmers dealing with cattle mutilation. This little miniature scene. Have a little piece of the Roswell crash debris right there. Some interesting alien items down here. This looks like maybe what an alien would look like with its skin off, a 3D alien. And there's a bobblehead version of that guy from Ancient Aliens, George Sokolos. I know he's very popular in like memes. And then I think I remember this from an episode of Ancient Aliens, some sort of carving they found that appears to be a spaceship. There's a piece of wheat taken from a crop circle, 1989 in England. The wood-carved Sasquatch. And check this out, this massive, full-sized Bigfoot right here. This case here has different Bigfoot casts. It's a jar of Nutella. I think that'd be something you would leave out to attract a Sasquatch during a Bigfoot hunt. And up here, some prayer flags. Reminds me of Expedition Everest, be associated with the Yeti, which is a cousin of the Bigfoot. It's quite a collection of Bigfoot prints. These are replicas of famous Sasquatch prints. The cripple foot, right? Showed how the toe would be disfigured there. It's a hand cast. Some knuckles. Some items down here pertaining to the Yeti. Check out that Yeti right there. That is super creepy. It's a Yeti action figure. Oh, and look at that. This is some Mothman Beer. That is actually a Mothman is a restaurant and brewery, actually from Waynesville, the town I live in. Mothman's kind of a Sasquatch-like creature that collects jewels. It's like a mountain legend. There's Bigfoot, the giant snow monster game. Some skunk ape information. Skunk ape is the Florida version of the Sasquatch. I actually own this book. They sell this at the Skunk Ape Research Center in the Everglades. Here's one of the men in black. He's actually wearing a facial covering, but probably not for safety, probably just as a way to keep more secrets. There's the Mothman section right here. See a wood-carved Mothman. It's a replica of the Mothman statue from Point Pleasant. Oh, look at that. Mothman's so popular. He has his own Funko Pop. Now this is actually a piece of the Silver Bridge, the bridge that collapsed during the Mothman disaster, as you can see from that newspaper. Interesting story about this. Actually did a video previously on this museum. Someone that owned this piece saw my video, contacted this museum and offered to give it to them. So very serendipitous. Yeah, Mothman, a very popular monster, very celebrated in pop culture. Mothman Beer, Mothman hot sauce. I do notice that cryptids do seem to be very popular in the craft beer market at the moment. Love this model of Mothman there. That is so cool. There is Audrey 2 replica, Little Shop of Horrors. One of my absolute favorite movies. And there we have Jackalope. Look at his bright blue eyes. Talking about the Goat Man, the Pope Lick Kentucky Goat Man. Actually own that shirt. They used to sell it at Will Russell's shop, and there's a little coloring book for the kids to color the devilish Pope Lick Goat Man. It's a lake monster section. Of course, Loch Ness might be the most famous. We also got Champ from Lake Champlain. Look at that. Getting some more Cryptid Beer and a model of the Loch Ness Monster. And the coelacanth there is important because that is a cryptid that was confirmed to be real. They thought that it had been extinct for thousands of years, and they actually caught one off the coast of South America. The Lizardman from Bishopville, South Carolina. And here's some Lizardman butterbeans. Apparently, for some reason, the Lizardman is associated with butterbeans. I guess he eats butterbeans. There's the Skateboard Swamp. I've actually been there looking for Lizardman, but I did not find him. There's the Rugaroo, the shape-shifting werewolf-like creature from New Orleans. And he actually has some Rugaroo rum. Love this map here. Monsters in America, showing some of the famous monsters you can find in different parts of the United States. The Chupacabra in the Texas, New Mexico, Arizona area. Oh, the Beast of Busco. I've been there. It's found in a lake, a giant snappy turtle in a lake in Indiana. Lizardman of Skateboard Swamp in South Carolina. Skunk apes. Pope Lick Monster. Pukwudgie. Mothman. Oh, the Jersey Devil. So many giant and bizarre monsters in this great country of ours. So thank you for joining me here in Somerset, Kentucky at the International Paranormal Museum and Research Center. A very cool collection here because it combines a lot of different interesting things: ghost hunting, aliens, and cryptids all in one cool little package. So definitely highly recommend it if you are in the area. If you'd like to see other places I've been, please check the interactive map in the description of this video. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider donating to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month. Also, now selling 2 different styles of enamel pins in the Etsy shop. Those are great Christmas presents, I think. But until next time, this one's in the bag.